everyone. Thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of Talking Comics, ExcaliburCCGTV, where every week we come together to get you ready for Wednesday. Hi, I am Chris. This is my man Randy. We are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as well as in Texarkana, Texas. You can always find out what's going on with us at our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. How you feeling, bro? You ready to do this episode?
I'm ready to do it. I'm tired, but I'm ready to do it.
He's tired, but he's ready to do it, guys. That's for you, guys. That is for you. He's willing to plow. Exactly. Hey, guys, thank you to all of our new subscribers. Thank you to all of our listeners on iTunes and Stitcher. We really, really appreciate it. And for all of our listeners on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as our YouTube subscribers, we are going to be working on a new audio source here soon, hopefully. Hopefully by the end of the summer, we will have better audio. I know people have complained about that in the past, and we're doing the best we can with what we got for now, but hopefully that will get better before summer rolls out. Diving into the big announcement that we have, that we're telling you guys before it even happens, we are participating in the InStore Comic Convention 2016. That is happening March 5th, 2016. Be here or be square. What this is basically bringing the comic convention experience to your local comic book store via the web. With live webcasts, interactions via social media like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, however, what other options, I'm not sure what other options they have available, but you will be able to watch live panels of some of your favorite creators, live panels of some of your favorite comic companies, ask them questions via Facebook, Twitter, and other social media means, and get them answered, hopefully live, you know, if they come across your question and answer that. Plus, we'll have some stuff going on here in store exclusively for this event. I know that some variant covers of comics will be here, and there's going to be some other things too. We are still in the planning stages, but that is happening March 5th. Anything to add to that, Randy? It's going to be fun, guys. We're bringing in a big screen. We're clearing out space. People come and chillax. It's going to be about 8 hours long, from what I understood. And I will have more information for you about that as we get closer. But you'll be able to come and go. You'll be able to come and watch the con and have fun with that. Tweet your questions and stuff to Matt Fraction or Kelly Sue DeConnick or Scotty Young and all these other artists and creators that will be there. And I'm looking forward to checking it out. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So we will be making a Facebook event that we'll have available next week. And you'll be able to go to the event and tell us whether you're coming or not. We do want to try to get a head count for people that will be participating during that day. So, guys, that is it. That is the big announcement. We're looking forward to it. Hopefully, you guys are too. Are you ready to dive into some new number ones?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's dive into some new number ones, guys. Starting with DC Comics, Batman, Arkham Knight, Batgirl, and Harley Quinn from DC Comics. Number one. This is really just a one shot, right?
I'm guessing. It's
a one-shot coming out from DC, but, you know, we got to cash in on that Harley Quinn money between now and Suicide Squad. So here we go, guys. But this is by Tim Seeley and Matthew Clark. These are two never-before-told stories of Batgirl and Harley Quinn in the Arkham verse. And this tells the origin of Batgirl and an early adventure of Harley Quinn. So all of you Batgirl and or Harley Quinn fans, check out Batman Arkham Knight, Batgirl and Harley Quinn, number one.
Yeah, a little clearing up with that. The first story in that is both characters. And it's kind of looking at one starting her path with heroic vigilantism. And there's some stupid kids riding around on a bicycle outside in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road. And the other one is someone who begins her path down the criminal... Yeah. Minded path there. So you have that, and then the backup in it is the origin of the Batman Arkham era.
Yeah.
Batgirl.
Yep.
So just kind of give you guys some clarification on that. With DC Comics also and their imprint Vertigo, we are getting Dark and Bloody number one. This is a 6-issue series. Sean Aldridge is writing it. The thing that probably has this guy here and myself more excited about it is that Scott Godlewski, however you want to say his name, is drawing it. Why are we excited, Chris?
Because he was the artist for Copperhead.
Copperhead. Not was. He still is.
Still is. Yes.
Still is. It's just on a little break there.
Yeah.
This cool story where we have Iris Gentry is a war vet who's come back home to Kentucky, but he happens to be living in this dry county in Kentucky. And he decides that what he can do is run moonshine. And he happens to be running moonshine for his former commanding officer. The thing that happens to be interesting about this is that while overseas, they committed some sort of heinous atrocity there. And now the repercussions of all that is coming back to haunt them, and it seems to be something that is quite otherworldly.
Yep.
So I like the concept. 6 issues should be fairly long enough to give us a very orderly story without having to go off in too many directions there. No rabbits.
Oh yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm definitely checking this out. Also, guys, Second Sight #1 from Aftershock Comics. Aftershock Comics, another publisher that showed up on the scene here with a lot of name creators putting out books through their imprint. We have Second Sight #1. This is written by David Hine with art by Alberto Ponticelli. David Hine's done tons of stuff for Marvel and DC over the years. Alberto's done stuff for Marvel and DC over the years. So now they're working together with Second Sight #1. This takes a look at Ray Pilgrim, a man who has the ability to enter into the minds of psychotic killers almost too well. Actually, too well to the point where there's been times where he's been accused of the murders that he's actually helped to solve. And in this first issue, we get to take a look. It's been years now where he hasn't used this ability for a long time, but now his daughter is writing, a writer, journalist, blogger, and she is trying to solve a crime as well, and it brings him back into all of that and threatens to expose all kinds of stuff going on there. So he has to revisit his past, save his daughter, trying to figure out what's going on with this murder ring that's going on and everything as well. So, nice little concept there.
Yeah,
so
you realize there's only one person that if they make a movie of this that can play him. Only one person.
Only one person.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking?
Oh, come on. It has to be Nicolas Cage. Yeah. I mean, you were probably going with Liam Neeson or something with the whole taking. No, I could totally see this as a Nicolas Cage angle.
Kind of like that one he did where he could see in the future.
Surprisingly a good movie. Crummy trailer. And I didn't think it would be good. I saw it at the Dollar Theater, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. I actually own it because I was that surprised by it.
Oh, there we go. An owner, fellas. Owner, people.
I'm owning up to it. From Dark Horse Comics, it looks like this is an ongoing series here for now called King's Road. #1 hits shelves here. What this does is it takes and it puts together a little bit of the story that was told in the Dark Horse Presents. Phil Winslade was the artist on board during that time. Okay. However, their artist they'll be joining to tell the rest of this story with the new material in this #1 is Staz Johnson, an old-time artist. They say from Judge Dredd, but I remember him back from, he worked on Our Man comics back in the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. He's been a DC perennial for a long time with that. But this tells the story of a family that is on the run from something that's magical and other dimensional monsters, creatures, demons. I don't know what it is exactly, but they're on the run from that. King's Road. It's an interesting concept. Peter Hogan writing it, and I liked Peter Hogan stepped in to fill the shoes of Alan Moore once he left to write some Tom Strong books. So,
oh, that's right.
Good stuff. I've enjoyed his writing.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Moving on, guys. Our last #1 we're covering here real quick. Badger #1. Coming out from Devil's Due and First Comics. Working together there. Mike Barron and Jim Fern. Mike Barron is the creator of Badger. And this basically is because fans have demanded it. It is a return of Badger. It's a new story from today's headlines, and we get to take a look at the Badger, raw, furious, crazier than Randy Quaid, with Jim Fern's art on top of that. Jim Fern sounds so familiar. I know I've seen his stuff, but I cannot remember the last thing I saw him on.
Fern, the one that, I don't know, he wasn't the one that wrote or that drew the Skull Crushers. I don't know. Jim Fern sounds familiar. I don't know the name.
Yeah, the name's so familiar. I'd have to look it up.
Look that up. Guys, if you don't know anything about Badger, Badger is, before he was, he's basically, I guess, like a Moon Knight. He has multiple personalities. Each personality, though, has a different thing. One of them is, his personalities is the martial artist, the Badger, with that. So, You get to have kind of a fun, quirky book. He's a bit of an extremist in whatever he does there. It's good Mike Barron stuff.
There we go, guys. So those are our number ones that we're hitting for this week, guys. Your local comic shop may have some other ones. We're covering what we're actually going to have in store available for our customers. But hopefully you'll check out some of the stuff that we're mentioning, especially Kings Road. No storylines for this week. No one's dropping anything, but there is stuff coming, and we will have plenty to say about all of that in the very near future as well. So moving on to some of our favorites. These are the comics that will be at the top of our stack, the first things that we read. Randy, what is up for you, sir?
First up for me, Old Man Logan #2. I enjoyed the first issue quite a bit. With this one, Logan, he's wasting no time trying to change the future while he's here in the present. And his next task in doing so is meeting up and possibly having to take down the totally awesome Hulk. Whether or not that's the Hulk that's reliable, because they're all the banners is what they all say there. So
yeah,
maybe he just thinks Hulk killing a Hulk will fix everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, good stuff. Really good stuff. I liked it.
Yeah.
Also, this is one that you can go back and should be able to catch the other books, volumes of this on the shelf. Love and Rockets once a year puts out their new stories. We're getting Volume 8 coming out with this. We get to see from Jaime. He is taking a look back at the girls from Hoppers, going back to their old stomping grounds with class reunion kind of thing that's going on there. And the thing I love about this book is exactly what I wish I would see in superhero comics a lot more, is the character's age. I mean, this like some 30 years after, 20, 30 years after they were young girls.
Yeah.
And then over in Beto's story, we are going to have more of a look at Fritz and her whole movie role within Aladdin, the Aladdin story that she's been in. It's really good, guys. Can't tell you enough. If you liked Twilight Children, Beto's writing and drawing over here, and his brother is just as fantastic. Pick up the Love and Rockets. Finally, we have Descender #10 coming out.
Yes.
Descender, right now, it's kind of having a bit of a saga vibe to me.
Yeah.
Separations and people joining up in these unlikely mixings of companies and everything. But we get to see what exactly is going on, what everything means, and awaits Tim 21 and his crew of peoples there as they are on board the Machine Moon,
right.
Reach the Machine Moon. And we also get to figure out just who the Betweeners are, or Betweens. I don't remember exact name of it, and that's going to be something that'll be answered for Andy and Driller and Bandit.
Yeah.
So fun stuff with the book there. It's a very unique art style that Dustin Wynn brings to it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm digging that too. I'm really digging that. Up for me, Injection #7 hits this week. Yes, yes, yes. Loved issue #6. The way that ended, I was like, oh my god, that was so cool. Anyway, so guys,
can you imagine us sitting at his house reading, and he just drops the book. He goes, "Oh my god!" Oh my
god. This 7th issue takes a look at Vivek Headland as he investigates the strange case of a man having an affair with the ghost of his dead girlfriend. But there's so much more going on with that. Another one that came out of nowhere for me, I think Buzz recommended it, you may have recommended it too, was reading the first volume of Leaving Megalopolis. I don't know. Skip might have. That, I got a chance to get my hands on that, and I read the whole thing in one sitting. It was a Kickstarter project with Gail Simone and Jim Caliafor, and it was a page turner. I just read it in one sitting. Well, the continuation of that story is hitting this week as well. #2, Leaving Megalopolis, Surviving Megalopolis. This takes a look at what's going on after the fact. There are so many questions to be answered, and one of the main ones that they're going to be addressing here is, in this particular city of Megalopolis, it was the heroes that were affected. Where are all the supervillains? So we'll get to find out more about that with the second issue. Love the first issue. Looking forward to the second one. And it's still the same creative team of Gail Simone and Jim Caliafor. So
we've got the hardcover on the shelf.
Yeah, get it and read it. You won't put it down. It will There we go.
Until you're finished.
Until you're finished, exactly. And then another one I'm looking forward to as well is Snowblind #3 from Boom Studios, taking a look at Trent as he's taken into police custody. He's found out more and about his parents' past, why they're in witness protection, and it may not be for the reasons that he had thought of in the first place. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's a good week of stuff to be picking up.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, those are our favorites, guys. These are the stuff that we'll be reading first, along with other things that we've already recommended in this episode, and other things as well in our pull list. But guys, tell us in the comments below what number ones you're going to check out, what are your favorites for the week, and now we're going to go ahead and dive into our controversial question of the week with my man Randy.
Oh, well, this is kind of a two-parter question here. We've just had some announcements, and it's not quite clear exactly what's going on, but speculation is always fun. So, the two parts to it. The first part is they've announced that with DC Rebirth that we might actually be seeing a lot of the DC titles starting over at #1. Are you cool with that? That's a simple question. It's one of those things I'll say very quickly. I think it's inevitable that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because 5 years down the road, you have a lot of new readers, and they already feel like there's too much background story to get to. And
continuity.
So they're overwhelmed. And now a lot of you guys who may have jumped on and started reading comics at that time, you know how those vets of us feel when it was announced that they would restart the whole DC universe. We're like, really? You're doing this to us?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things we just want to know how you feel about that. Also, I want to know what are your feelings on some of the writers that we've heard that are going to be taking over new titles.
Yep.
Scott Snyder's not moving too far away from Batman. He's going over to Detective Comics, supposedly. And joining him on the main Batman title is Tom King. Now, that still needs confirmation, but that's what sources are saying. That's pretty good. So, do you think that's a good fit for it? You've just told me Tom King's doing a killer job over on Sheriff of Babylon.
Sheriff of Babylon. Yeah.
And he's done plenty more. He's sung Grayson. And
Yeah.
that's why they say there might be some validity to it, because Grayson, he's leaving Grayson early before he said he would. So he's going somewhere for a reason. Yeah. And then finally we have word that, Tomasi.
Yes.
Peter Tomasi may be jumping over to one of the Superman books. Now, I want to know, is this going to be something that, do you like it? Is it going to make you want to pick up these books? Before you go, yes, if they tell you, hey, you're going to be reading these books twice a month instead of once a month, is that going to make you go, put the brakes on, hold on, wait a minute, kind of thing. So I just want to know, what do you think about the titles there? One of the things that's most exciting to me is that we may be seeing the Justice Society again. I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah. Rumors abound with a lot of stuff. If you look, they had an article with Rich Johnson saying that even the editors and creators on these books are being told to hold on, don't move forward until they see how successful the Batman vs Superman is. So Chris, how do you feel about a possible relaunching or rebooting? Because it could be one or it could be the other or both there. And what do you think about some of these writers that they're announcing?
Oh, as far as the reboot or relaunch, I'm indifferent. If companies are going to do it, it makes money, it sells. I'm just not a huge DC fan. I personally don't read a ton of DC stuff, and the majority of what I'm reading now is like the Vertigo stuff.
Yeah.
From DC. So, I'm always open to it. I'm open to new ideas. If rebooting and renumbering and relaunching is what it takes, I'm open to it, and I'll check some things out depending on the creators and what's going on with that. So, to me, it's not a big deal. I know there's a lot of folks, and like you mentioned, some people are already too mired in continuity after the launch of the New 52. Yeah. 5 years later, it's too much. I'm like, whoa, okay, well, anyway. But, guys, that's cool to me. And then for the creators, we got. I didn't even know about Snyder.
Yeah.
Until the Batman #1. Until Batman #1 of the relaunch. He and Ray Capullo. Because I didn't know he was doing stuff on
Detective.
Detective.
You didn't read the Detective beforehand?
I never read any of that. I still have the Black Mirror trade, and I haven't finished reading that yet.
Oh, man,
I still got to read
phenomenal.
That was a big story of his. That
you didn't read his American Vampire or Severed or any of that?
No, I didn't get into any of that. I didn't. He was a relative unknown for me at the time.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, the main draw for me on Batman was Capullo. I was like, yeah, I'm going to check out what he's doing. But then I fallen in love with Scott Snyder. So him going back to the detective, I'll follow that.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check out what Tomasi's doing. And I'll check out what Tom King's doing. And I think it would be really cool if Jeff Johns is involved in a JSA title. Maybe James Robinson would be. But
that would be great, but I don't know if they are. James Robinson left DC under some pretty burned bridges circumstances. But those always seem to be fixed for some people.
Time heals.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And as far as I know, I think they're still planning on Mark Silvestri having an arc run on the main Batman title.
I've seen preview pages.
So I mean, he may be there with somebody, or maybe they just shuffle that over to detective now. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Some good stuff, good times there if you like some good, strong, creative teams.
Yeah, exactly.
DC, we'll see.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know if we're.
That's what this year is. Not DC New 52. It's DC. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, it's just lots of question marks right now. I mean, that's how it was with Marvel when they were going to possibly end everything. It's just question mark.
And let me add to that, because two things I've read and seen rumors abound about. And the first thing is some of this stuff is going to be affected by the Batman versus Superman movie.
Yeah.
Some of this is supposedly supposed to be. And then, the other thing I've heard, too, is nothing's going to happen until we get to issue number 52 of several of the other titles. And then the following, the 53, would be a relaunch or a renumbering or something to that effect, is what I've heard, is what I've gathered bits and pieces on. So it's still all speculation, as Randy said, and we're just having fun.
Here's one of the things, guys. One of the things with it is that Jeff Johns is supposedly the writer that's spearheading whatever Rebirth might be going on, and the artist name that's going around is a certain Van Sciver. And if you know anything about those two guys, they've helped relaunch or rebirth Flash and Green Lantern. So maybe Rebirth might just have to do with taking and relaunching a new character in a new direction or a fresher direction,
right? Or
just relaunching your main 7 there. I don't know what's what with it. But, interesting things going on. I want to see more. And I have a feeling that within the next couple of months, especially as they approach, and they're going to have to tell us, because I think they're already solicited issue 51 for books. So 52 is coming up. It's not going to be much longer there before you have to tell us.
The waiting will be
by March we should definitely know, because that would be solicitations for the July books.
And maybe we'll know something in time for the InStore comic convention, which would be super awesome. Especially if they made some announcements live, that would be kind of cool. And you can see them live as they happen in real time.
Speculate along with us, guys. What do you think about the initial things that you're hearing?
Yeah.
That's what it's just having some fun here. It's nothing that's definite word. It's word of mouth right now.
But we know the changes are coming.
The changes are definitely coming.
Yeah.
But just talk to us. Let us know. How worried are you? How excited are you? How open are you?
Yeah. And there's already been a culling happen, because Newsarama posted an article a couple days ago of like 10 titles that are being cut from Marvel and DC. So some stuff is getting cleared out of the way. I know Buzz is upset because Black Knight is going to be over here soon. That one's getting cut.
Was that a surprise to
hopefully making room for some better stuff to happen here in the future. So we will find out. So guys, that's the question of the week. Or questions of the week. Tell us what you think about the Rebirth stuff, the renumbering, or relaunching, and then the creators involved that we know about so far. Let us know what you think about all that in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it and talk about it. Have some fun. But guys, that's really it for this week. Anything else to add, sir?
No one should ever be surprised whenever they cancel an ongoing Black Knight comic book. it's never going to keep up the sales. That's just the bottom line with that. No matter how good it is.
Exactly.
No matter how good it is. Just like the one I'm excited about, a Mockingbird ongoing will be canceled because I'm sorry, you're not going to keep up the sales numbers that Marvel wants to keep it ongoing.
Yeah, how many issues you give it? 12? Be nice.
I would say 12 with her at least being on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. I would say that. But beyond that, I can't guarantee anything.
Right? It depends on how much she crosses over with Captain Marvel and with Ms. Marvel. And we'll see. There we go, guys.
It's the way the cookie crumbles within the comic book industry.
It does. And guys, that makes it so much more important. I'm going to wrap it up with this. That makes it so much more important for you to pre-order your books, get a pull list, tell your comic book retailers, hey, add this to my pull list. Pre-ordering is your friend. And then you support what you want to support and hopefully make it happen and or last longer. So there we go, guys. So, until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Leave us a comment down below. Answer our question of the week. Read some great comics. Fill up the comments down below, and we will see you in our next episode. Until then, bye-bye.